Hello, welcome back everyone. It is now September 14th of 2021. Now there's a handful of Star Wars TV shows that a lot of fans are really looking forward to. That of course consists of the Kenobi series, the Ahsoka Tano show, as well as let's not forget about the Mandalorian Season 3 just for starters. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and follow me on there. I do post a couple of entertaining things on there from time to time. So here we are, pretty much the middle of September now. We're getting very much close to the official trailer of the Book of Boba Fett that is all set and ready to drop by this October by Jon and Dave to really promote this new TV show that's going to arrive by this December and how it's going to work its way into the new year. So, obviously George, Jon, and Dave, they are working together as a team to really bring back a majority of Star Wars legends to kind of really embrace the overall old Star Wars material and kind of throwing it into the new Disney canon and trying to make things work as much as possible. And I respect that, I really do. I think that this really shows that there is a good future for the franchise, pretty much down the road for the years to come. We've got over a dozen TV shows currently already in the works. Again, like I've said before, I think that if you do it too much, like overdo everything, I think that's when you risk it. So that's exactly why, in the beginning, they were spreading these TV shows out. Now, on top of this, what's really interesting has everything to do with actress Daisy Ridley. Now, we all know Daisy Ridley portrayed the character of Rey in the sequel trilogy movies by JJ and Ryan. These movies have not been well received by the hardcore fans especially, and myself included. I never really enjoyed all of them from start to finish. I've said this multiple times that these movies, there are bits and pieces in each movie that are enjoyable. But overall, in general, to me at least, these movies are not anywhere near as good as the prequels and the originals. This is my take. So, with that being said, of course, alright, given that both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are actively developing shows like The Mandalorian Season 3 and the Ahsoka series, they are also beginning to prepare to promote the Book of Boba Fett by this October. Meanwhile, Disney CEO Bob Chapek is getting ready to unveil the roadmap for the future of Star Wars by this November, to excite the fans about what's to come. Now, however, in a recent interview with actress Daisy Ridley, when she was being questioned about her experience working on the sequel trilogy movies, she eventually got on the subject by Lucasfilm's leadership being, of course, Kathleen Kennedy. Daisy went on to state that during my time training for The Rise of Skywalker, I had so many scenes lined up with both Ian McDiarmid and Adam Driver that we were all supposed to have a significant moment at the end of the film. I guess you could actually call a massive fight that required tons of stunt doubles and even months worth of training on my end. Now, what actually got me upset as an actress is that Kathleen Kennedy made the call to delete this entire scene between myself and Adam Driver, playing Ben Solo, and of course myself playing Rey, fighting off the Dark Lord of the Sith. Ian McDiarmid was so wonderful in the scene that it was just so frustrating to have seen all of the Palpatine footage vanish before my eyes. I was hoping for this to eventually reach the Blu-ray as a deleted scene of sorts, but Kennedy made the call to keep this scene hush-hush from the fans, which I think is just unfair, not just for the audience, but also for us who worked so hard on those films. So let me just stop right here for a second. In case you guys did not know, there was more Palpatine footage to go over than ever before. There was so much done with Ian McDiarmid that there's so much deleted material that we actually did not get to see for The Rise of Skywalker. Moving on. So Daisy Ridley also made it clear that it was just absolutely tough working on the ending of the film as well. I know Kathleen Kennedy kept on going back and forth, changing the ending of the film, and even refused a request by J.J. Abrams to keep Ben Solo alive. I guess J.J. wanted to keep at least one true Skywalker alive, which I do respect, because, I mean, come on, Star Wars is the Skywalkers, at least to me. Even though I'm not a mega fan, I still believe the Skywalkers are the core of the franchise, and so I believe Kathy made the wrong call, turning down JJ's request for a scene that was written and planned to keep Ben Solo alive. In addition to this, and separate from what Daisy Ridley said, it's described that Ridley had actually wanted to not show up to the premiere for episode 9, given that she went through so many frustrations with Kathleen Kennedy that it caused a grudge between the two, and that this is said to be the reason why Daisy Ridley did not want to come back to Star Wars, and why Kathleen Kennedy actually before that cut her from a planned Star Wars series featuring Rey, Poe, and Finn. Daisy even made it clear that there were talks of a show featuring me and Kathy. Eventually, how she took me off, left it up to Jon and Oscar, and well, eventually the whole show just fell apart and never happened, sadly. Now, you guys may recall an interview about 3, maybe 4 years ago. It was more like 3 years ago, where Kathleen Kennedy said that Rey, Finn, and Poe will be returning on Disney Plus in some way, shape, or form. She didn't really want to go into too many details about that, but that's all that she said. The adventures of Finn, Rey, and Poe will continue on Disney Plus, and that most likely alluded to what Daisy Ridley touched on with that TV series that she was actually kicked off from and put to the wayside. Which I think is wrong. I don't know why in the world Kathleen Kennedy would think that Daisy Ridley of all people is the right actress to kick off of a Star Wars project, but that's just my take. In other words, this is not all that surprising. I mean, this is Kathleen Kennedy after all, and I know that when you look at Kathleen Kennedy as a person, you see how she's very much uncaring of Star Wars as a brand. She's only looking at it as an opportunity to either promote A, an agenda, or B, to kind of create new fans that will accept her agenda. That's what it comes off as, at least with the Acolyte TV series as of right now, that Leslie Headland is working on. Daisy Ridley has a very big point, though, about the Ian McDiarmid footage. We already know that Ian McDiarmid talked about this, that he had done so many different scenes for episode 9 that it actually tired him out. There was so much material that he himself even said that he was not even able to see. So that to me is very much upsetting and unfair, on his end and on our end, because the fact that she refused to put this on the Blu-ray edition of the film, obviously hiding the contrast between what was better and what was just okay, right? The scene with Palpatine and Rey and, flicking Ben Solo into the pit. I mean, that whole entire scene, it was decent, in my opinion. I mean, it had great effects and great lighting and great cinematography. But it really could have been so much more, hence a lightsaber battle. And that's exactly what was actually being filmed many years ago. When it was being planned, back at the end of 2018 is when they were planning all of this many years ago. It was like 2.5. But anyways, when we go ahead and examine further as to what Daisy Ridley said, she's becoming more and more outspoken about her experience about Star Wars, about her time on the set of the sequel trilogy movies. I just feel that Kathleen Kennedy obviously did not respect many of these actors. I think obviously when you look at the character of Finn, and you look at, of course, other characters out there, when you go ahead and take a look at John Boyega, she really did not treat him right in the marketing for episode 7. And you guys know exactly what I'm talking about with the marketing, such as the posters, making it like he was going to be the Jedi, and then it ended up being Rey. I felt that was wrong, and John Boyega also had a lot of issues with that. But it's whatever at this point, right? Daisy Ridley is pretty much not caring anymore, and she's talking more and more about this. So, anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No, I'm not the one from night to morning.